Okay. We're not live. We're definitely not live. No, it's two of a three-part video. I've pointed out recently that the left, the right, some of the right has become the woke right, the privatized right, whatever you want to call it, the narrative needing, bleeding, nose bleeding kind of right that will just go with the narrative and protect the narrative over the truth. Truth second, narrative first. And what's interesting is, and Vin can vouch for me on this, and a few other people can as well. Going back before in 2025, I made a series of animations about Owen Jones. They weren't that good. They didn't need to be. I had about nearly 500 communists or socialists come over and try and call me out. Who was really cool actually, because they populated a new channel. They created a new channel. Just with their defensiveness of poor old Owen. So I leaned into it, and what was interesting was people were even saying they didn't like Owen Jones, but this was on the left. They were saying they didn't like him, but they were still supporting him. There was all kinds of excuses made, but ultimately they were going to defend him with their life, or at least with their no, not with their life, with their fake outrage. And I invited them to come on to do a live with me. I made sure they knew where to find me. I made sure of it. And I literally argued every single one of them. I don't normally do that, but it was worth it because I knew they were all... These people haven't got any substance, so they will break very easily. So it was very interesting. And it reminded me of the old days when I first started in this movement, when I used to talk about Muslims. You used to get 500 of them come on your channel and try and silence you with the noise coming at you. What they don't realise is you're in the centre of all this, so you can manage that quite well. But more importantly, if a lie is being directed at you, it doesn't matter how intelligently it's done, it doesn't matter who's doing it or how many people. If you know it's a lie and you know you're telling the truth, they've already lost. As long as you're not intimidated. What's been very interesting to see is that, as I said to you, when I say the woke right or the privatized right, that doesn't mean I'm all of you, that doesn't mean, but there's elements of us, I told you the other day, becoming more fanatical because we've been pushed that way by Starmer and the accelerating problems. We're becoming more narrative driven because that's what the movement wants. It wants you to put narrative over truth because narrative in their minds gets them quicker to the goal. It's not true, but in their minds it gets them quicker to a certain goal. What that goal is, I can leave up to your imagination. Now, because it's certainly not moving us forward. So, but this isn't about attacking people. This is not about attacking people. Well, it is, but not the people you think. So, and I just want to say to my American friends over that will be seeing this, I love America. Your support has been amazing. I'm not here to upset you. And if I talk about Candace Owens, I know some of you will feel defensive or upset. But I have a genuine human direction I'm coming at this from. And that's why I'm going to make a third video. Because at the moment I haven't got everything ready to be able to show you the clips. But I want you to show you what Candace herself said. Because I didn't say anything that she didn't say. I called her out for being a lunatic. But possibly a damaged one that needs help. I called her out for just saying crazy shit. Like... when her or Charlie Kirk ran down the road, street lights would turn off. He was part of an X-Men school, and she didn't mean a literal X-Men school, but she meant something just like it, And she said loads of things. If you don't want to wait for my next video, I can prove this by just telling you to go to a channel called Too Lazy to Try and search for Candace Owens. And it's not about what he says about her because that's his opinion. Look at the clips. Look at the clips. They're not out of context clips. So, bear in mind what I said to you about the left and the way that they've handled things. The only other people I've been attacked like this from, but when I say attacked, I'm not a victim of anything. I'm a provocateur of anything. Actually, when I made the video about Candace Owens, that wasn't to provoke anybody. As I said in the video, I quite liked her at one point. Still kind of wish she would sort her shit out. Unlike many of her adoring fans, I actually would like to see her get some mental health back sorted. And that's the point we're going to cover in a minute with these lovely, caring people. Just the same as the left. Right, so, but before we do that, let's just have a look at the way these people's minds work. So I'm going to go have a look at the comments section. Sorry. I'm going to have a look at the comments section on that video, which has now got 50% downvotes. And this is the, and the last time, so the last time I ever had this wasn't from the left, wasn't from Muslims, from the far right. They've all got something in common. They've got thin ice they're standing on, and they know it. And that's why the defensiveness comes out. To them, look, they don't know that I've done the Rape of Britain. They don't know what I've done. I'm just this channel with about 300 odd subscribers on. I shouldn't be any threat to them. But of course, when you're that size channel as well, they think you're easy meat. So here we go. So what I said in the video was that Candace Owens is quite an educated person in what she knows, but she's really uneducated in the things that she doesn't, but espouses large opinions about them. Not many people are guilty of that, and I do believe if Candace had had a bit more time learning and less time being forced into a podcast, I do believe she's been manipulated as well. But not manipulated in a, I just mean pushed into doing a podcast because she was a personality. So here you go. So I'm going to read some of these comments to you. This person, that person actually made a good comment. So, and this is what I want you to understand. If someone comes on and makes a statement, that's not up to me to disprove. If you come and make a claim, I expect anybody, no matter who they are, like me, hate me, to back it up with I'm not even going to say raw facts, with the argument that they are trying to make. That's fair, yeah? I'm not even saying bring all your facts because it's only a comment section. I'm just saying bring an argument with you. Tell me where I'm gone wrong. I think most of you would agree that's fair. Because otherwise, if someone just comes on and says bad stuff to me, I'm going to assume they're just a troll or being overly defensive and they've got no substance. So I expect at least an argument made so that I can respond and say, oh, I was wrong, I was right, or whatever. Yeah? But I can respect that. These things I can't respect. So this is one of the first. I'm not going to read all the comments. It seems you can't tell any of the important things, man. This is so foolish. Talking about the video. Some of us watch Candace. Yeah, we know, and we can use our own eyes. Right, ignoring her words completely, we can use our own eyes. Right, there's secret messages going on. That's what right. And we can use our own eyes and we see exactly what she's talking about. X-Men schools, lights turning off when she's running down the streets, Charlie Kirk visiting in her sleep to say, look to your left. Now, if they're trying to say that she's saying it in that particular way because she doesn't want to say it in a way of getting caught, well, everybody else has said about where the bullet came from and everything else. It's an old theory. So she's leeching on to that and saying he visited in her dreams multiple times. Okay? Grief can do this to you, by the way, but let's just stick to the point a minute. So this person says, right, so they see exactly what she's talking about. He said, where are your eyes that you don't see it? When I show you the clips of her, you're going to find this even crazier. Remember I said all this, and come back and check this video, or go and look at the video. I'll link the video they posted their comments, and you just, when I make the next video, you just see how they've interpreted everything. It says, because it's right there, dude. You really can't see it? You really can't see it? Ruined her reputation. Dude, the women's podcast is #1 in the world. Yeah, well, people love to watch a breakdown. Is that your idea of ruin? My idea of ruin is when a person takes what was formerly a decent reputation, flushes it down the toilet with mad talk, when the company behind her supports that because they're making money out of her potential mental break. And she's not got the #1 podcast in the world, by the way. That's just a lie that I know what the #1 podcasts in the world are. And Candace Owens isn't even in the same stratosphere as the #1 podcast in the world. She's not even the top right-wing podcast in America. Now, I'm not saying she's not popular. She's massively popular, which is why you got dickheads like this coming and defending everything she says, even if she might actually need help. So this person then, and this is always the giveaway when they're being defensive. Big line of smileys, laughing. They're not laughing, they're raging. You always put smileys in like that when you're being defensive or raging. But that people don't realise, when you run a channel for so long, you see these patterns. And the smileys always give it away. That person's fucking raging. I just said to this person on this comment, I said, if it's so silly, walk on by. Or are you just tribally defending someone blindly? I don't know. I said, I don't need to hide insecurities behind smileys. So this person come back again. No, I'm stating my opinion of a video. Did you hear any opinions? Other than you're stupid, you're silly, you don't know what's going on. It's an opinion, I suppose, but it's not an argument, is it? She said, what does it say? Of the video I just watched, nothing in it makes rational sense. But you can watch the video for yourself. My video, you can watch it yourself and make up your own mind if it makes rational sense. That's not up for me to say. Unless you are lying or just talking about what you do not know of. Since I don't know you, I can't call you a liar. But I can say for certainty, you don't know what you're talking about here. That was no defense. That was a rejection of your content in this video. Apparently you didn't know that either. So now I'll give it a thumbs down. The biggest threat you can get on YouTube. So I just said, you've stated nothing. I said, and I'm not going to go, again, not going to go through this. I said, you've stated nothing. I said, you've made ambiguous remarks. I'd like you to put your money where your mouth is and spell it out. Right here, you have all of the answers, because that's what they're claiming. You have all of the answers. So tell us what all of the obvious truths are. Simple for someone with all the answers, true? Simple for someone with all the answers. Quit stalling. And then I put a thumbs down. You're breaking my heart, sweetheart. And then I think I put Anakin, please don't turn to the dark side. I couldn't help it. I'm trolling, right? But then they come back again. And that's your problem. You want someone else to convince you, and this is why. I can listen to this. To convince you, and this is why. You'll be pulled in whichever direction the wind blows strongest. You know how to find Candace's channel, don't you? Yes, I do. That's where the clips are coming from. Do what the rest of us did and watch and see for your own self. I did. Do not allow yourself to be influenced by words. This is where it gets interesting. Even Candace's words. Don't listen to the words she's saying. Don't even listen to the inference she's making. Just watch the video and get the telepathy coming out of you. I can only take from that. Well, right? And there is a point to all this. So this is not just a troll video. There's a point where I'm going with all this. And then this person tells me to step away from the internet and go and have a look in the real world. Seeing my channel, not knowing who I am. It's the low-hanging fruit, which I then reminded them what I'd done. And not in an egotistical way, reminded them what I've done and asked them what they had done. And that caused silence. I won't read all of these. So I said Candace was uneducated in certain areas. So this next defender came on and said, you're uneducated tell me you're uneducated without telling me. All these bizarre statements sound bizarre when you know nothing. The problem isn't the statements, it's uneducated people not knowing enough about the reality to understand the validity of the statements. Validity of statements like lights turning off when she's running down the road. Validity of statements like being visited by Charlie in her sleep so that he can tell her the truth and warn her. And I can go on. Believe me, it doesn't stop there. So, again, I said, so imagine you'd be the person who knows everything, tends to be the type that comes on like you do. So go ahead, spell out all of the wrongs I've made in this video and how you're right on every point. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Silence. You see the pattern forming? Let me go to something. We've got some actually normal people on there. I'm not going to go through all these, right? Because I don't need to. I think I'm already making a pretty decent argument for what I'm about to say next. Just 1 second. Let me just make sure there's nothing else worth mentioning, because I don't want to go through them all. Right. And then they brought people over to hate on the video, not realizing they're giving me views and interaction. The point being is that they're trying to say, don't trust Candace Owens' words, while saying trust Candace Owens' words. Don't trust Candace Owens' words, but trust Candace Owens. She's on a podcast. All she has is words. But what they're trying to say is that she's inferring things. No, she's not. No, she's not. She's being very literal. She's being very literal. And if she doesn't want to be literal, she should do something about that. But here's what I think. Now, I'm not a doctor. I could be 100% wrong. I think it's either a grief thing or something snapped because of all what's happened. She's on a crusade. Oh, she's one of the best liars in terms of making people think that I've ever seen. I don't know. I don't know what the truth is. But I feel like part of me is just thinking she's just a girl in trouble. She didn't learn as much as she should have done. But she's also got caught in this trap of fame. And on top of that, she's grieving. That's how I feel. I'm not saying that makes her a great person. I've just gone completely neutral on that. But my point of it is, this is why people get hurt. These narratives about people, defending them, regardless of what lies they tell, regardless of what hurt they do to others. Bear in mind, Candace Owens is hurting other people who are around Charlie Kirk at the moment. Right? Family and things like that. They pretend they're all in, but they're not. Okay? So she's hurting a lot of people on her own grief quest, is how I see it. If it's not a grief quest, then it's a money grab. If they give a shit about her, if they were truly defending her, instead of defending the narrative, they'd be questioning the person. If I started coming out with all that stuff, in fact, when you saw me get ragged around that AI, what did you do? You started to question, you started to ask if I was okay. That's what people who care do. That's what people who aren't defending a narrative do. That's what people who care more about you and the truth than some stupid fucking narrative, right? These people are enablers. These people are enablers, and they are enabling her. And if she does need help, these people are the sort of people who will put her in a grave to save her narrative. And then when she's in that grave, rather than realise they did wrong, they'll start making up other conspiracies about how the government murdered her, rather than realising they put her there. If she's vulnerable and not just playing us all, yeah? But if you're as dedicated to her as they claim to be, and certainly you can see they've got no arguments to give me, but they have got shit to give me on a little channel like mine. It obviously bothers them, obviously triggers them. Fine. And go and show her the love and fucking respect that you owe her. If you've been following all these years and everything else, don't stand by idly while she's talking this absolute shite. Help her. Fucking write to her. Tell her. No, you won't. No, you won't, because then all your conspiracy theories go away. You want those conspiracy theories more than you need her alive. That's the truth. Now, let's come back to Britain. You think we're immune from it over here? This hero worship shit needs to stop. Whether I've got the amount of subs I've got, the amount of subs Vin's got, the amount of subs Tommy's got, doesn't matter. We're human beings with faults, flaws, and egos. And the bigger you go up that ladder, the harder it is to break through to that ego. People's responsibility, if they truly care about you and truly care about the fight that we're in, is to keep you honest, is to keep you on course, is to keep you letting you know what the people want as well. We serve you, remember. But I wouldn't serve that kind of madness. I'm sorry, I wouldn't serve that. If people started speaking like that about me, and they have in the past, I will set them straight. I'm a fucking normal human being who fucks up. You shouldn't listen to everything I say. Sometimes I get things wrong. I do come back on, try to correct myself when I do. But they're enabling a person to go into a fantasy, possibly grief created, and it's dangerous. And these people all get a claim. Now, again, back to this country. I see lots of people out there. People are speaking. There's so many people speaking to me on the quiet now who don't have the guts to say it in public because they know they'll be shunned. People speaking to me on the quiet now that realise what's going on in this movement, that we're not moving forward. That there is a pure narrative-driven push to nowhere. That there is some people taking advantage of the money situation rather than actually trying to move forward in the movement. And there's some people so enamoured by some of the people in this movement that they won't criticise them and they won't tell them where they've gone wrong and they won't tell them anything. Whereas with me, even when my channel was big, you used to criticise me. Why? Because I was open to it, always. Because I knew the only way I would get better was with your help. With your help. That's the only way it works. Your audience makes you better. You are here because of your audience. People forget that very quickly, you'd be surprised to know. The compliments you give them actually give them the arrogance to look down on you, believe it or not. So, in this movement, we've got people who are absolutely head over heels with people in this movement to the point where they'll believe anything they say. I said to you the other day about running off a cliff and following leaders over it. And I'm going to say it again. If you run over a cliff following the leader, that's your responsibility, because you should have critically thought about what they were asking you to do before you run over the cliff. This is what I'm trying to say. These people aren't critically thinking. They're defensively thinking. Defending the narrative over someone's life, by the way. In my opinion. That part's my opinion, because I don't know if she's really ill or not. I'm guessing. If she's not ill, then she's sick in other ways. Let's just put it that way. And in this movement and in our side of Britain, I'm hearing, especially today, it's crazy, and I don't know why it's happened today in the last few days. I'm hearing so much from people around this movement, people I haven't spoken to in years, people I've known for years. People are losing faith in a lot of things, and what they're losing faith in, actually, they've told me in great detail, and I actually understand. They're losing faith in fake narratives. They're losing faith in keep giving their money when they don't have much themselves into things that never seem to happen or never seem to live up to, you know. Some of them are being literally bullied in a subtle way or manipulated or whatever you want to call it to give money that they haven't got with incessant emails. Emails that say, you didn't donate the last time I asked. That sort of thing. From all different kinds of people. Again, that doesn't mean everybody in the movement is bad. That would be such a blanket statement to make. I'm just trying to say there are elements of it. Narrative, politics. Politics needs narrative, remember. Remember, there's certain parties at the moment that need to build narratives in order to survive. So it's all linked. Which means the whole movement's kind of become corrupt, because the one thing that we did use to keep ourselves separate from was the fucking politics and the politicians. Now we're mingled and the narrative comes first. To the point where if I say anything counter-narrative, I'll lose 20 subscribers like that. Guess what? I don't give a fuck. I want my channel to grow and I want people to enjoy what I do and I want to help people. But if calling out a lie or if saying something's wrong or if saying I don't agree with something breaks that narrative, if it breaks that will for people to want to be around, fuck it. They're obviously not the audience I'm looking for. I'm looking for an audience that wants truth. So that's not... Everybody's got to have a target audience, okay? If you try and please everybody, you'll please no one. My target audience is people who respect honesty and authenticity in all its forms. That's it. And people who want to move the country forward. That's it. I don't give a fuck about any of the rest of it. I know I make my comments about other people sometimes, but that's not my main focus. My focus is on moving us forward. Moving forward is something we haven't done in a long fucking time. A very long time. If you want proof of that, look around you. Where's the victories that you keep telling them? People keep telling you we've had all these victories, the UTK march, all these other things. Well, then why aren't things getting better? There's no victory to be had here. There's just a narrative to protect. I don't know whose narrative, multiple narratives. Yeah, but the point of it is, I see so many people now doing what they're doing with CANDACE there. and they are telling me they know what's going on is wrong, and then going back and defending these people anyway. Now, it's one thing if you don't want to cause trouble. It's one thing if you don't want to be divisive. I get that. But then surely you just hold back and you don't say anything. That's probably better than enabling someone to continue with the narrative. Especially if you know, as many people have written to me in the last few days and said, so money's being made from this, money's being made from that, money's being made for this, and not for the right reasons. Now, I didn't step in to explain to them why, because I didn't know why. I just said, shit, I didn't know that, but I know it's going on, and I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry you've put your money into that. And I feel terrible for them, but I can't help them. They put their money into things and then found out it was being misused. It's been a feature of our movement, unfortunately. And if you think I'm naming names, you're totally wrong, because I don't know exactly who's doing everything. I told you the BBC, sorry, I didn't say the BBC, I said the mainstream media would come through the back door. They're here. I told you people with money would come through the back door and take over the movement. They've done it. I told you that, or that. I told you we've been privatised. We have. Well, not me, not other people, but the majority of people are under a banner you can't even see, even though the logos are right there. And us all being on the same side, protecting a narrative, and thinking that certain people are beyond scrutiny and beyond calling out is the problem. When I joined this movement, if one of us got something wrong, the rest of us would call that person out, and we would have to be forced to reassess our position. And it would make us reassess. And if we felt we were still right, we would hold our position and make our argument. Like what happened on Bin's channel yesterday. If we don't, we feel that we've done wrong, like what I felt like I did with Bin's channel yesterday with that Matt, I felt like I went too hard on him. I apologised and said I was wrong, because that's what you do, because it's a calm conversation between people. No narrative to be defended, no egos to be defended, nothing to be defended, everything to gain, nothing to lose, because you're being honest, authentic. And what you find is we haven't got so many differences as we thought. We're all on the same side. We all want the same thing. But just classically for the right, we've also got our own ways to get there. There's nothing wrong with that. You're being told there's something wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what the right has always been about. It's part of the right now that has delved into the identity politics. And I think that's partly because the real politics has crept in. And you're supposed to always hold the narrative. But they're falling into identity politics to the point where they're as fanatical in some cases as the left. You can't trust a lot of them now. And I've been hearing from certain auditors that they're seeing people racially attacked now, wrongfully. It's not what we're about. We're seeing people attacked purely for their religious beliefs rather than because they've come here illegally. We're seeing, physically attacked. We're seeing things now happening. We're seeing agitation of the police on an unprecedented scale. So it doesn't prove the police are bad because they've been agitated. Even though they may act unprofessionally when they do it, and that's what they're trying to expose, still, there's a limit on what you can call just pure entrapment versus showing the wrongdoings that happen organically. I've always tried to show anything organic. I've never gone up and poked a copper, because what does that really prove? You know? So, honesty is a rare commodity, but a lot of these people out there don't realise that. Do you remember when the age of the truth teller meant everything to everybody? I told you, if you remember in 2024, to any of you that remember, I said to you the age of the truth teller is dead. And it is dead. However, there's a few truth tellers that have risen up. Vindicator being one of the most noticeable recently. I'm not just saying that because he's my friend. It's true. He's gone the old school truth teller way, and it's working. Showing something. People are fatigued with the polished, overproduced bollocks that they're getting that says the same fucking thing every week. We're winning, and we've got to do this, and we've got to do that, and self-defense and all this other shit. Just content for the sake of content. Nobody's going out and doing anything. Nobody's talking about the serious issues. Nobody's taking them totally seriously because they're all thinking about how good their podcast is. Even me, I've had to swallow a little bit of a humble pill and realize, stop trying to make the podcast perfect. I know you haven't seen that, but in the background, stop trying to make it perfect. People aren't asking you. How many people have said to me in the past, we don't want all the glitter and bollocks, Tom, we want the content. How many people have said to me in the past, I don't actually like this when you do it all like this, Tom. I had that. Don't like it when you make it perfect. That really hit me hard because I thought that was my job. But I understand now. This overproduction takes over people's minds and they're more worried about the fucking production of the podcast than they are what's in it. I get it now. I get why you don't like it. You just want the honesty. You just want, even if we get it wrong and I have to come back and say I'll correct myself on something, at least I'm being honest in the moment with all the facts I have in my hands. All I can say to anybody out there, if you would please just consider listening to me. Don't enable those that could hurt you. Don't enable those you think might be profiting. There's nothing wrong with profiting so much. Profiting from keeping us where we are rather than moving us forward. If you doubt someone, I'm not saying call them out. I'm not saying make yourself a black sheep. I'm saying if you feel someone's doing something wrong, it would help to call them out, especially if you do it en masse because they will listen. But more to the point, don't enable them. Don't tell them they're great when you know they're not. It hurts all of us. And it's just enabled more and more lies in this movement. There's a lot of people who did wrong, and I'm talking about right down to the bottom of the movement. A lot of people did wrong, sharing voice messages and everything else. It lowered the quality of this movement. It lowered the integrity of this movement. It really did. And we've never got over the scars of that. The same as the people who ripped people off for money in that. We've never really recovered our integrity from that because people remember. And so people are underfunded now. The funds all go to the people they think they can trust. And everybody else is underfunded now because the trust's not there. Because they've been ripped off so many times. And now they're beginning to realise, oh shit, I thought I put my faith in a higher power and that was a bigger mistake. I know, I feel it, I've been there. It's not just you that's had it, I've had it happen to me. If you think any of the videos I've made where I poke fun at someone are fun for me to make, they're not. They're actually hiding a secret heartbreak. Because when I joined this movement, I believed in everybody. Naively believed in everybody. And this is why these days I encourage people to think for themselves. Because there are people worth following. And I say following, backing up. And there are people worth giving your time to. But again, if you do not hold them to account like you do with me, like I've seen you do with Vin, if you do not hold us to account, we will slip, we will drift, especially as our channels get bigger, because we rely on you, the people, to keep us as one of the people. Now, a lot of these people think they don't need to look at their chats. They think they're above it. They think they're above you. That's how the rot starts. They know better than you. Now, you wouldn't know this because they would never say it on their channels because they know what would happen. But I'm telling you, not from so don't think of any names here because some of these names aren't even around anymore. But I've heard them in groups and stuff like that. The awful things they've said about you as a whole, not individual, just as a whole. It blew my mind. And I was the one that said, but these people got you where you are. Whatever you think, you're nothing without them. And they'll all go, oh, yeah, no, well, we know. But they carry on. And then you know you're not invited in the group anymore. Because you've called out the bullshit. So that's why I don't do groups anymore. I don't stay in groups anymore. Because of all that shit. Because of being in groups of people that have done nothing but obsess about their fucking numbers. Numbers, views, numbers. It just never stops. I know you think all of us YouTubers are obsessed with that. It gets very boring hearing someone going on and on and on about it, especially when you've been doing it for years. And like me growing a new channel, I get sick of looking at the numbers, to be honest. But sorry, back to point. So people have got a choice. Think for yourself, call out wrong, applaud the... This is the other side of it. Call out wrong, encourage what's right. That's the other side of it, because I'm just only looking at the negative side of it. But encourage what's right. They'll never admit this to you because they like to admit they're all in control. I'm one of the very few people who will come on here and say to you, like I did yesterday, I'm out of control, I've been broken, something's happened to me, I'm not thinking straight today. None of them will do that because it's about presenting the veneer of perfection. But you can see through that. I know that you can. And it's about holding to account. It's about keeping their feet on the ground. It's about making sure they don't pull you over a cliff. It's also about, if you decide that they're unsavable, then you stop enabling them and you find someone that is savable or is trying to do the right thing. Now, that's not me ripping anybody to pieces, except for the people that are like these twats on here. And like I say, the third video will have all of the footage so you can make up your own minds. But yeah, I don't need to know what's going to result of that because I already do know. They can't make one single argument about Candace in that. There was no arguments made, was there? There was no facts thrown at me, nothing. This is the same with the left, and that's what scares me. I've only ever seen this kind of delusion on the left. As I said, when I've attacked Owen Jones, when I've attacked people like that, I've only ever seen this kind of nutcase response on the left. And now they're doing it with Candace Owens. It's not a healthy frame of mind to be in. And again, for the Getter audience, you know I love America and I love the people in America. I even like Candace Owens. I just don't like what's going on now. And I know I don't want to upset any of you over there because I know that many of you will be much more willing to give her the benefit of the doubt because of the things she's done in the past. What I'm trying to tell you guys is I'm on your side. That's why I've got the Getter channel. That's why I'm opening this window to you guys. But I'm not going to agree with everything just because everybody expects me to. Otherwise, I am just a fraud like everybody else. Just a fucking fraud. There's no point me having the channel. I might as well close it down today. I'm not going to stop. So if that bothers you, you should unsubscribe now. But if you're with me on this journey, and let's see where it goes and see if we can find a positive way of not attacking people, but of keeping our minds critically thinking, of coming up with good ideas together, of keep doing what we did like on Ben's channel, of opening up dialogue between each other, of creating communities, creating bigger communities that can actually have some heaving weight to do stuff. We can move things forward again. And hopefully, the fear of seeing normal people like us moving things forward again will terrify those that aren't. Maybe, even if they do the right thing for the wrong reasons, it's better than what we've got now. If we put the fear of God up in them because we start to rise, they will respond. They will respond. How they'll respond, I don't know. They'll either attack us, they'll try and change the narrative, or they'll realise they need to do what the people are gravitating towards. My hope is it's the latter. And there is a chance that that will happen. I've told you right from the very beginning of me ever being here 8 years ago, you have the power, not them. You've just been conned into thinking otherwise because you say things like, oh, they go out with bravery I never would have. I've heard you say it. Oh, this person or that person, I could never do that. That means they're more brave than me. No, it doesn't. Bravery works in very, very different ways. We've all got different types of bravery. Just because you're not prepared to go and throw yourself on the street in front of a copper doesn't mean you're not brave. Bravery can sometimes be going up to the person you love most in the world and saying you're wrong. Bravery can be upsetting the apple cart when you really don't want to. It really can be. It could be the worst, most painful form of bravery because you know you're not going to get thanked for it by anybody. But you're being honest, you're being true. And if you know that you're right, you have an obligation to that truth. If truth means anything to you. If narrative is all it's about, fuck it, carry on. But I believe, in my heart of hearts, otherwise I wouldn't be here, that most people, even if they are not like these, but even if they are more prone to this, I truly believe in my heart of hearts, most of you out there don't want this. You don't want a narrative. You just want to believe in someone that, or someone's that will actually be doing stuff for you. So I wouldn't be here today if I didn't believe there was enough people out there that just wanted authenticity, honesty, and positive solutions going forward. If I thought you weren't out there, if I thought you weren't here, I'd fuck off. And I mean, not just fuck off, I'd get out of this country, because I'd realise that my countrymen were unsavable. That's not what I've seen. What I've seen is lots of good people, lots of very, very good people. Do you know what the movement is? It's not Tommy, not Danny Tomo, it's not me, it's not Vin, it's not Danny Roscoe, it's you! Fucking wake up and realise it. Sorry. Wake up and realise it. You are the movement. And therefore, take the word movement literally. Move it. Move your movement. And I guarantee you, especially as well, if you throw some support behind me and Vin, we will help fucking move it with you. That's a promise. Promise that I will hold up. Right, I'm going to shut up now. Catch up with you. How you doing, everybody? Thanks for giving me the patience to let me get that out. Is there anything else I need to say? If you've got any questions, once I get to the end, I'll get to it. If you've got any questions, pushback, anything, please feel free to hit me with it. That's fine. That's what we're here for. But I'll just read through these. And if anybody's got any pushback questions or anything else, that's fine. As I said, I'm not somebody who doesn't come with receipts. It just was hard to get this all fit in today. So I'm not going to say tomorrow, but as soon as I can, I will get those clips I need to and show you them myself. And you can make up your own mind. Right, let me try them. Hey, Steve. Hey, Vin. Vindicator. Anybody who's not gone over to Vindicator's channel by now, right? Where have you been? He's literally one of the very best channels now. And I don't think anybody can deny that anymore. So go over to Vindicator Strikes Back immediately, or lose out on some amazing content he's doing over there. And when I say that, he's my mate, sure. But his content's fucking brilliant. Even I watch it. So, Tom, what's happened to Owen Jones? Has he been quiet and talking to his usual methane? I don't know. That's a good. He was the last time. Craig, that's a good question. The last time I was winding up Owen Jones and that, I even wrote to him on X. And this fucking chat, I hate it. Listen, bear with me a minute, guys. Let me pull it over here so at least can't keep moving around because it's just driving me a bit crazy. Last I heard, he was sniffing around the Green Party and trying to troll the Labour Party. But then he got real serious about something else. So he's been doing the Gaza thing, you know, all the tropes you'd expect. But yeah, he has gone a bit quiet actually. It might be a good time to go and provoke him. Yeah, and you may think that's bad. He's Owen Jones. He deserves to be provoked. I've seen the lies he's told. I've been there. Literally been there. Steve, Craig. I keep going to call you Craig, man. Tom, by the way, I sent you an email. Oh, sent you an email for some... Oh, okay. Okay, Steve, I'll have a look, mate. Thanks for that, buddy. Exactly. David likes meltdown on MSM. Oh, shit. Sorry, let me just try and... This fucking chat on here I've got to do something with it. I think there's another chat you can actually put on here, so I might just do that. Tom, by the way, I sent you... that's what I saw that. Exactly. David's meltdown on MSM back in the day had a lot of clout. Steve and Vin, I hope you're well. Yeah. So, hi, everybody. Oh, hi, Capricorn. Good to see you. You were great yesterday. The points you brought up, Capricorn, were very lateral thinking and made me go, oh, shit, I didn't think of that. It was great. So, I'll put a link under this video, Capricorn, to the first video I made. But the third video, I will put the clips into. Yeah, the third video I'll put the clips into. But the video that I post underneath this was the first one. And in that, I did take a few pokes, but I also showed some concern. But my main point was to listen to what she was saying, and I quoted the things that she was saying. Anyway, 1 second, just reading. I want to hold that chat there, just bear with me. Sorry about this, but this chat on here is a nightmare. Right. There must be some way of getting it to stick. Oh, wow, Steve, that's crazy. So I reckon she has a psychosis, and that comes from someone diagnosed as such. I hear you, and I agree. But the only reason I don't want to say it outright, Steve, is because I don't want to be making medical. That's where people come unstuck. Do you know what I mean? As a creator, I mean, you start making medical diagnoses, that's where you become as bad as. Do you know what I mean? So I've got to be careful. But I agree with you, 100%. Not only enablers, they are in effect bear baiting her. Yeah, well said. So Steve said, not only are they enablers. So I said they were enablers earlier on. Yeah, he said not only enablers, but they are in effect bear baiting her. Yes, Capricorn agrees. I think it's beyond ego, especially now. Oh yeah, you're right. Ego's only one part of it. Ego, money, fame, and some other dark shit that we probably don't want to talk about right now. Yes, talking of subscribers, time to subscribe and like. Ah, bless you. Steve, get your biscuits out. The sign of a true friend is someone who calls you out but still is a friend. Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to be hateful. This is the thing that people don't get. You don't have to be hateful to call someone out. The first thing that I believe, and this is what I've done, you've seen me say stuff about people and you assume, and I understand why, because I haven't told you. It's not your fault, but people have assumed that I'm attacking people because I'm too much of a coward to go and speak to their face or whatever. What they don't understand is I've tried. I've written to people, I've phoned people, talked to people, and they go, oh yeah, when you're talking to them, and they go straight back into the behaviour because they're full of shit. I've tried behind the scenes. Don't forget, I had a lot of connections. Now, of which I've deliberately burnt those bridges because I realised none of those people were going to change. But I had a lot of connections. So yeah, I behind the scenes, whatever you think of me, I've tried to do it the peaceful and proper way. Every single person I've mentioned in many of my videos or hinted at, I have gone and approached directly, either a week before, a month before, 6 months before. Some of them I've made constant attempts to contact. So don't think it's just me just having a knee-jerk and coming out here and... No. Obviously, someone like Candace Owens, I can't get the intention of, but when there's people I can, I have tried. I have definitely tried to do it the right way. But there then comes a point where I realise that people are being hurt due to the actions of other people. That's where I have to say something. That's how my decision making works. If someone's saying something and they're full of shit, I just leave it to the people to decide. It's not my business. But when it comes to the point where someone could get hurt, that's every bit my fucking business because I'm part of this movement. Whatever. Collection of misfits. So I was still reading. Tom, do you know the concept of the fault in the Persian carpet? Because only the Almighty can make the perfection. No, I don't, Steve. But I think I understand what you mean, but no, I don't. Khan, I can't say what I think about Khan because I will get arrested. So I'll let you do your own imagining. Bravery means giving yourself 100%. Steve, I think Oh, sorry, just having a look, sorry. You think Ant beats Khan for mayor? I don't know, mate. I wouldn't be so sure. The demographics of London don't support it. I hope he is. I hope he is. You know, much as I don't want into politics, I'd like to see him in there, but I'm not hopeful. I'm hopeful. I'm not, you know what I mean? Yeah, please put Vindicator. Oh, you did put Vindicator's link in there. Nice one. Hey, Missy Moon, great to see you. Great to see you. Let me just try and catch up. Sorry, Missy, I'm almost at the close to this. I didn't want this to go on to too long. But it's great to see you. So what I'll do, guys, is I will put a link to this. I'll do it. Make sure I start doing it now because I forget these things sometimes. I'll put a link to it. I know some of you don't look at the description box, so I will put it in the first comment in the video, and I will I'll pin it to the top of the chat. And like I said, I'm not saying the video I made was brilliant. It's not about that. It was actually a 10-minute video in terms of my processes. But I had seen enough, what caused me to make it, because I'd seen enough footage of my own to know, whoa, this is fucked up. Okay, so I showed the video I made. It is a bit sarky. It was meant to be. There's nothing in there that isn't intentional. Let me just find it, sorry. So I'll post it under this link. Where has it gone? Oh, I got it. Right, I'll post it under this, under this video, and you can have a look. But like I say, there will be a third video, and the only reason I didn't do it today again is because I'm having problems with the studio. I was talking to Ben about it. I need to sort it out once and for all because I think I might have figured out what's going on. I think it might not be me. It might just be that the studio I'm paying for sucks. So we're about to find out. So where is it? I see it somewhere. Boom, boom, boom. Give me a second. I got it. Right. So what I might actually do is just put this in the chat for some of you guys as well. Actually, let me go over the chat anyway, because I can see all your comments instead of the ones I'm seeing now. I keep forgetting, don't I? Right, let's go to you live, guys, so I can see all of your chat rather than part of it today. And again, to people in America, please don't take offense. You don't understand how much I support you guys and how much I appreciate your support. This is not about having a go at people. Well, it is, but not. It's not. I'm not actually really having a go at Candace. You know, I'm having a go at the enablers. They piss me off. Right, go back. So if I go on there now, what I'll do is I'll put it in the live chat for you as well, in case you want to have a look straight away. Otherwise, I'll put it in the comments. Okay. I don't know if it'll go in the live chat. We'll have to try and see. Let's see. Oh, I think it's okay. So I hope I got the right. No, I did. Yeah. And then the comment, where the comments gone? Okay, I'll have to I'll put it in the comments after the video stopped. Okay. So like I say, it's not the best video in the world. It wasn't meant to be, but you make up your own mind, and then I will come back on the next video to do about Candace Owens with receipts. But this video is also here to trigger those Candace Owens people. So hopefully you'll remember this video and you'll see for yourself if they do come over, because a lot of them subscribe to my channel and then unsubscribed again. If they do come over, I want you to see for yourself the vacuous nature of their non-arguments. It's just like the left. It's scaring the hell out of me. Anyway. We don't need that shit on the right. We just don't. I call them the coalition of willies. That's funny. Yeah, late again, Missy Moon. What you doing? In fairness, I don't schedule these, so how would anybody know? Yeah, YouTube is all over the place, but they are making a lot of changes to YouTube as well. But you can ask me a question, Missy Moon. Of course you can. Don't need to ask if you can ask. Anything's open, you know that. Unless you can ask me if I'm gay. I'm not ready to come out yet. Sorry. I can't help myself just be stupid, can I? I can't just answer a fucking honest question, can I, and be sensible? So while you're doing that, I'm trying to find the comment section. It doesn't seem to appear when I'm live, and I'm sure it did before. Anyway, it doesn't matter. In fact, no, I'm not going to answer your question because you were late. I'm joking. Come on, give me the question. What do you think about Gary Waterman? I'm going to be totally honest with you. I don't know the name. I'm embarrassed, but I don't know the name. I'll have to go and look that up. So I have no opinion because I don't know who it is. That makes me feel very ignorant, off a little bit off balance. But I'm not going to lie to you and go, oh yeah, no idea. I can't answer that. Sorry, Missy. So sorry for the lack of answer. I will look into that name though. I feel like I should know it, which is nagging at the back of my mind. I feel like I should. He's on YouTube, an ex-copper. I'll look him up because it might be, because I'll tell you what I do is I watch a lot of people. I mean, a hell of a lot of people on YouTube outside of the movement, and it may be that I know him by face, but not by his name or channel name. So I'll have a look. Gary Waterman, yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, Waterman. I'll have a look in a second, and it'll either click or it won't. Do you know what I mean? So I'll have a look. But if I don't know who it is, then I got some learning to do. Because you wouldn't have brought that for no reason. May I ask your reason for bringing it up, or would it not make sense to me because I don't know who it is? Do you think he's dodgy then? Is that what you're trying to sort of go? Is that where you're going with this? Sorry, let me get my glasses on. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. And again, I'm sorry I couldn't give you a better answer, but you're not going to get fake answers on this channel, you know. But I'll check it out. And is it apparently exposing a lot of fraud? Oh, okay, okay. Do you know there's a lot of this going on? There's things circulating on Facebook that are calling out things, not in a conspiracy way. They're calling out things that are happening on the right, happening generally, and they are not just saying it's happening. They are giving receipts. They're giving the full proof. Some of the people that have built the house of cards are going to find themselves covered in fucking jokers before very much longer. I'm here for it. A lot. Okay, that's good. Well, that's just made me interested. But it isn't too difficult with UK policing, is it? I can't argue with that. Hey, Dave, great to see you, mate. I'm sorry, mate. I'm just about to close up. What, we're on an hour and 2 minutes. Listen, I did a 2-hour one yesterday that was supposed to be 35 minutes long. I love being on here with you guys. I don't really want to leave, if I'm honest. But I know if I stay without much more to talk about, it will lower the quality of the podcast. So I want to stay because you guys are awesome. But I don't want to stay and just talk for the sake of talking, you know. Not if we'd gone to another subject and we finally got loads of energy, it's different. But I feel like we're sort of at the end of it because I've chosen a subject. It hits a wall sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. It just rolls to the next subject, and I love being on here with you guys. And that's the one thing I will say to you. Thank you. You've given me a confidence back that I'd lost, and that's just being on here, enjoying time with you again. That means more to me than having a big channel. Do you know that's what I've missed? I've missed the community. I've missed the interactions. I've missed the demand from you for authenticity. I've missed the critical thinking. I've missed the fact that you give me shit that I don't know about, like what Missy Moon just did, what Steve does all the time, what Dave does all the time. I love it. All of you, you know. So more of it. Give me more of it. Smash me with it because I absolutely love it. It's a symbiotic relationship that people either take advantage of or they just don't appreciate. And I'll tell you what I fucking do. I love this. Again, I remember when my channel had 3,000 subscribers on it. It was so much better than when it had 20,000 subscribers on it because the community was so fucking awesome before YouTube started messing around with communities and that. The way they hide your comments and stuff. That caused a lot of trouble when it first started happening. So, yeah, I love this. I love to have you back, you know? So that makes so at one time, if I'd seen like 10 or 8 people on there like I'm seeing now, it would have upset me. Now it's like, well, quality over quantity, right? So yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. And thank you what you said, Dave. I didn't acknowledge. I did acknowledge. I'll always fight back, mate. No matter what anybody does to me, no matter they can rape my mind, they can do, they can do what they want, but I'll always bounce back. I'm never going to be defeated, and that is why they try in the first place. Um, I think also it helped as well because I'll be honest with you, and I don't want to go on about this subject, so I'll just say this very quickly. What helped was there were people on here understanding what was going on, and I didn't think they could. And there's also people outside, my friends who I thought for a while I was isolated from, and they didn't know what was going on with me. But now I've sat and explained it to them. Instead of them looking at me weirdly, they've totally understood what's actually happened, and I didn't think anybody could. So now I'm not. Now I'm not alone. The worst part was it isolating me and making me alone. That was awful. But now I know I'm not alone. You can't hurt me no more. I've actually gone back to the machine as well. Not to go and play the same games, but just to feel like I'm not scared of it. And then I walked away again and it feels good. Thank you. Oh, that's a nice thing to say, Craig. I'm not awesome. I'm like you, mate. I'm just a normal human being. But thank you. That's kind of you. Oh, sorry. I keep bringing menus up accidentally. Yes, it is. And we Brits use the words nepotism, and we are far in advance of corruption that the Italians even thought they have in the mafia. Yeah. Tom, watching you is better than the methane that you can. Ah, I see what you mean by methane now. I get it. Fair play, Craig. I get it now. I get it. Fair play. Yeah, fair play, Craig. We do, don't we? It's a lovely community developing, Steve, and I love that. The community is so much, to me, so much more important than the channel. The channel can lose the community, but the community is the backbone of the channel. And like I say, the backbone of what keeps us honest. So I encourage you to keep criticising me, by the way. But please don't be enamoured by anybody else. I think the people on here today probably aren't those types of people, but you know what I'm saying. Don't be enamoured by it. There's literally not a soul in this movement that you should feel less than, that you should feel they've got more bravery than you. No, not a soul, because you don't know that for certain. And going in the streets and acting like a twat becomes easier and easier the more you do it. It's like anything. It's like going on camera. The reason I'm not scared of going on camera is because I had a microphone and camera shoved in my face from the age of 12. It's desensitization. It's not skill. So, you see what I'm saying? So, don't be enamored by people that don't deserve it. There's nobody in this movement that deserves for you to be enamored. Respect? Yeah, sure. Support? Definitely. Fame? Fuck that. Getting on the bike again. Yeah, exactly. It's like you need to conquer. Yeah, exactly. I had to, mate. I had to. I knew if I didn't, I'd always be paranoid about it. And obviously, with AI only getting better, that would actually make me more open for the kill if I used it in 5 years. So I thought I had to. Not only that, there is some AI that once I've had a break from this, I can put together that will do tasks that will help. So, like I say, it's not the best video in the world. As a constructive criticism and not just nastiness. Yeah, as long as it's a constructive criticism, not just nastiness. That's it. If it's it really depends what place it's coming from. Is it coming from a place of jealousy? Is it coming from a place of nastiness? Is it coming from a place you woke up on the wrong side of the bed? Or is it coming from a place that you just want things to be better and you just want people not to be fooled and you just want the best for people? If it's coming from that place, then fuck how people react to it. Because if it's coming from a good place and you mean well and you're trying to get it to come out well, if people still want to take offense, well, that's on them. You know? So I love that, Missy Moon. You said it just exactly right. We're all different and weird. We're all hang on a minute. Sorry, 1 second. We're all different and weird. Where did that go? We're different and weird. That is what makes us normal. Yes. What makes us normal is that normal is what everybody else is and you're not. But that applies to all of us. So, Steve, you're a lefty. I'm joking. I'm joking, by the way. Right, we're gonna wind up, guys. Okay. I can't manage a camera with my face, but if I did have a face, yeah. I'll tell you what. A lot of people can't even stand hearing their own voice. I know what that's like because, like I said, the microphone in my face from the age of 12. But what happens is you just get desensitized to it. In the end, you realise what I learned was nobody likes the sound of their own voice. Nobody. Nobody likes the way they look on camera because it's all fucking ego. When I say ego, I don't mean the same kind of ego that makes you do shitty things. I mean, ego works in two ways. And a lack of confidence can just as much be ego as an overconfidence. So I just dropped it all and just said, fuck it. I am what I am, you know? Otherwise, you'd be paralysed into never doing anything, right? And look what happened. I ended up growing a successful channel, so it was worth it. It was worth just ignoring it all. Oh, sorry, it keeps jumping. Sorry. I probably was a long time ago. I think we all were a long time. No, not all. Many of us were a long time ago, mate. I wasn't a political lefty, but I think I had ideals that, if I look at them now, the only way you could place them on the spectrum would be on the left. So I think many of us were. You know, there's a well-known thing that people go from left to right as they get older. Normally, unless they're a teacher. Yeah, can't deal with my own voice. Yeah, 99.9% of people are the same. I'm the same, to be honest. I just tune it out now. So I have to. If you think about it, if I'm editing a video with me in it, if I get repulsed every time I do, then no videos get made. So you just have to tune out in the end, and that actually became a good skill. Because when I started doing videos with the rape victims and the rape of Britain and that, then if you're not careful, the content will consume you and break you. So you have to. It sounds horrible, but you have to not care about the victims or anything when you're making that video, to a point, until the video's done. Then you can let it out. So it became a skill. Don't get emotional while making videos because you'll end up being paralyzed, and it actually become a great skill. Exactly, bone conduction. You're very right there. Quirkiness makes people interested, in my opinion. It does. It absolutely does. My quirk, see, I got a lot of quirkiness, and I know I'm not the average guy. I know not the average guy you meet on the street, and I'm not saying that means I'm special. Well, special needs maybe, but what I will say is, despite all of my differences, despite the way I am, people can still relate to me because we've all got that one singular thing in common, and that's our humanity and our sense of right and wrong. So it doesn't matter how far out I am at times, I know that ethical core we all share. And that's why we're bound to each other, because we know we're all on the same, quote, side. I don't like using the word anymore, sides, but you know what I'm trying to say. Probably like me, you were a social justice lefty. Yeah, in my own way, I probably was and didn't even know it, Steve. As people age, they tend to go more from... Do you know what I think it is? I think when you're young, you're idealistic and you have no knowledge. So I think everybody thinks they want to arrogantly save the world. And I think as you get older, I think you go in more into a pragmatism and a realism because you've been hurt by the world enough times and you've seen the bullshit the politicians do. And I think that you go to the right more because of pragmatism. See, and I do think in the past, when politics worked, the difference between left and right was healthy. A mixture of idealism and pragmatism meant that, yeah, things could balance out. But we've lost that balance. Tom, I'm used to cameras because my dad tracked me down via Trisha Goddard. What? This is an argument I use on the young ideologues. It hurts their psyche. It does, doesn't it? I've done it myself. Yes, I know what you're talking about. Dyslexic and have difficult reading aloud. I get it. I get it. Although I'll be honest with you, you don't see me in venues a script, do you? That made me sound egotistical. What I mean by that is there's different methods to approach it. So I've tried with a script before, and as much as I'm great at reading out stuff and putting character into it, I still look like a wooden doll compared to how I am normally. So I may get key points. Sometimes I write key points down. I may get a video ready. I may get research ready, but I won't have my words preformed because I realise if I do, I lose that authenticity. So, but I get what you're saying though, Steve. Bye, Capricorn. Take care. Capricorn's brilliant. I'll tell you, when she came on yesterday, I was like, yeah, she just got me to think about a couple of things from a different angle that I hadn't considered, and it was really cool. And the guy, Matt, that came on, if you did see that stream, it was actually a really fucking cool guy, wasn't he? Wasn't he a cool guy? And I felt like, and I hope, Matt, if you see this, if you disagree, you know, it's fine. But I felt like he was a bit fence sitting, but only because he didn't want to be the bad guy. He didn't want to be the cause of problems. But you could tell he could see, well, not tell, he said himself, he could see the problems himself. So I think he's trying, like everybody else, he's just trying to do the right thing. That's all you can ever ask of anybody. He's trying to do the right thing, like we all are, you know? I actually really like him. After all that, me moaning about him yesterday on that channel, I actually really liked that, Matt. I thought it was cool. I thought it was really cool. Oh, phone's getting hot as well, guys. I really do need, what, we're an hour and a quarter. That's quarter of an hour over what I intended. Okay, all right, guys. I'm going to go. I think we've done enough. Like I say, I will come back with the receipts for this video. Don't you worry. But as soon as this video stopped and I can get access to the comments, I'll post the first video underneath. And I'll rename these 1, 2, 3. So, and I've got to put Candace Owens on there anyway to wind these twats up. So, yeah, keep an eye, and then when they've finished ripping me to pieces, I'll come back with the receipts just to finish them off. All right, because if she isn't messing with people, she needs help, and this type of behaviour is something that we've only ever seen on the left, and it needs to be called out now. Right, guys, love you all so much. Thank you so much for joining again. The lack of notifications, by the way, isn't just you or isn't just YouTube. I'm not setting up lives. I'm going on when the moment catches me at the moment, which is not very helpful for you. Obviously, Thursdays are still locked in, yeah? But what I'm saying is, yeah, that's not helpful for you. So I will at least try and give like an hour's notice and that, but sometimes it's just worth grabbing the phone and going with it because I know that's the moment I'm going to get the best out of myself, you know? So, yeah. Right, everybody. Thank you so much. I am Tom Fury. This is Zero News. I'm calling it a day for now. Thank you so much for giving me your time. I do appreciate it. Take care.